Hey guys, this is Keith from LifetimeWarrior.com. Now, as entrepreneurs, we meet a lot of people that are doubters, a lot of people who are the naysayers and the haters in our lives that are looking at what we're trying to do and just saying, it's not going to work, you're going to fail at that, don't bother trying. We reach a lot of these people in our lives. They're always coming out of the woodwork. Okay? So how do you deal with those people? We have to deal with them every day, so you have to learn a good way of dealing with them. But to start with, you need to understand where those doubters are coming from. Okay, these people that are telling you things won't work are because they're voicing fears that they have, whether they're conscious or subconscious fears that are going against the status quo. You're doing something different. You're doing something that maybe they want to do on some level, and the fact that you're going to succeed, or that you're even trying to succeed, you're taking that risk, scares them. Because if you do succeed, it means that all of their fears are unsubstantiated. They don't matter. They're wrong. That's a very uncomfortable and scary place to be. So on a subconscious level, at the very least, they're hoping that you're going to fail. Because if you fail, it means that their fears were good, they were grounded in reality, and they can go back to this comfortable status quo that they've been living in. And nobody wants to be uncomfortable these days. So once you understand where they're coming from, they become much easier to deal with. And then what I do is I put them through this little process. And it starts using this quote from Teddy Roosevelt. And I'm going to paraphrase the quote because I don't remember the exact words. But basically it says, if you're not out there in the arena every single day getting your butt handed to you, then what you have to say doesn't matter. And that sometimes is kind of harsh to hear. But if you're not out there every single day like I am, trying to do this, trying to make the difference in the world as an entrepreneur or as somebody who's trying to be a little bit different, then what you have to say doesn't matter because you're not experiencing what I'm experiencing. Okay? So once they go through that process of that first quote, and can I compare them? Are you out there every single day? No? Then I love you where you're at, but you're going to stay over there and what you have to say doesn't really matter. But if you are, or even if you're a close friend or a family member, I don't want to get you completely out of my life because you are a valuable person to me. However, what you have to say may not be a part of my decision-making process. Now, those valuable people in my life, I have to look at them and go, are you telling me that these fears, these doubts you have about my success, is it grounded in actual data? Or are you just scared or nervous or whatever your reasons? Is it just simply your opinion or some subconscious fear that's coming out? But if it is that sort of fear, then I'm really not going to listen to it too much because there's no data behind it. But if you've got actual data that shows me what I'm doing, the path that I'm going down is wrong and doomed to fail, then I'm going to take that on board and I'm going to listen to that and add that to my decision-making process. But first you got to get through that first barrier of, are you in the arena every day? Yes? Then what you have to say could matter to me. Give me hard data. If you've got that hard data, I'm going to listen to it, add it to my decision-making process. Okay? But that's a little special step for the people who are very important in my life. The rest of the people, they go through that first filter, that first cutoff. If you're not in the arena, then you know what, that's great, I love you where you're at, but your opinion's not going to be part of my decision-making process. But if you are, if you've passed through that, and you are one of my close friends or family member, somebody who's valuable to my life, and you have good data, I'm going to listen to you. The rest of you, I love you where you're at, but your opinion doesn't matter to me. Okay? Now, to recap that simple process, if you're in the arena every single day, I'm going to listen to you and your data, because chances are you do have data for what I'm going through. You've experienced it. You're out there with me every day in the arena. If you're not in the arena, I'm probably not going to listen to you. Now, are you a close friend or a family member? If you are, then I'm going to compare the data that you're giving me. If you don't have data, that goes into a simple opinion, and I love you where you're at, but it's not part of my process. Okay? Next time you reach some naysayers, some doubters in your life, try to put them through this little process. Understand where they're coming from. Are they in the arena with you? And are they a close family member or a close friend? Once you go through that process, you start to see that these people have an opinion that matters. These people, their opinion doesn't matter. And these doubters become a lot easier to deal with because you will run into these doubters. Okay? This is Keith from LifetimeWarrior.com. Remember, you've only got one lifetime. Go fight for it.